Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. Spokane Steve here with you. It is, what is it? It's a Tuesday. Plenty of coffee left in the carafe because I went out for coffee earlier. Oh, man, you can hear that, huh? Hello, Kenyon and Ben. Yeah, there's a... Well, here, I'll just show you. What the hell. Out behind my apartment, I gotta go around this way. Just look at him. Anyway, I don't know if you can see it or not, but here's out the back, okay? Over those bushes, there's some sort of a sand and gravel quarry. And all they do is dig and make these little mountains. I have no idea what the hell they're doing. I've asked people. Nobody else knows either. At least nobody that lives in this apartment complex. And it's a big complex. I've talked to a few people. Only one man offered any sort of suggestion whatsoever. He said he thinks that they're selling the sand and then they're going to replace the holes with the gravel. Okay, that makes no sense to me. Oh, it's not bad at all, Ben, honestly. I have the sliding glass door open. That's the only reason you can even hear it. And I'd rather be looking at that than staring across at someone else's apartment, which were I in any other building in this complex, that's exactly what I'd be doing. Yeah, well, forget the wrecking ball. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but just on March 6th, 2023, a truck drove into my old apartment right into the living room, displacing me and forcing me to find a new place to live. So all I can say is at least there is no danger of any vehicles driving in here. It's way in the back. Off of the cul-de-sac at that. There's no cross traffic whatsoever. Eventually part of the new freeway will run out that way, but that'll be, I'll be able to see it from here, but it'll be a couple of miles away. Wrecking Ball, that was an album by Bruce Springsteen, wasn't it? Of course, then there was Mirror Ball, which was Neil Young. Oh God, don't even get me started. And there is Kelly's here, and Perry. Hello, gentlemen. Welcome to the ball game. May the 11th, 1966, the Los Angeles Dodgers at the Philadelphia Phillies. The rookie Don Sutton on the mound for Los Angeles, and Larry Jackson for the Phillies. Both good cards. Let's see what they've done in the replay so far. For Sutton, he's 4-0 with a 1.70 ERA. 2 complete games, one of them a shutout. Jackson has no record, a 5.17 ERA in just 2 starts. I don't have his Cub numbers right in front of me. That's just with the Phillies. And there's Mike C. Welcome, Mike. Yeah, let's find our seats. I found mine. You can see Mookie's found his. He's all sacked out now. Went for another ride today. Mixed results on the rides, but I'd say we're making progress. Let's get you the Dodgers starting lineup now. Maury Wills leading off at shortstop. Jim Gilliam will follow at third base. Lou Johnson hits third and left field. Ron Fairley's at first base today in the cleanup spot. It's a day off for Wes Parker. Jim Lefevre at second bats fifth. Willie Davis in center sixth. Al Ferrara will be in right in the seventh spot. John Roseborough will do the catching and bat eighth. Sutton, the pitcher, batting ninth. The Phillies defensively will have Clay Dalrymple catching Jackson. Bill White at first, Rojas and Grote up the middle with Tony Taylor at third. Still no Dick Allen in the lineup, but he could be available to pinch hit, as could Parker for that matter, who hit in this game in real life. The Philly outfield from left to right, it will be Clemens in left, getting a rare start, Gonzalez in center, and Johnny Callison in right. Oh, that's cool, Perry. I had to think about what you meant there for a second. You know, Kenyon, that's a very good question. There's Jeremiah. And, well, I don't know, Jeremiah. You can see right here we have some white out on the field. I wrote in Davis in the 5 spot and started to write in Ferrara and then realized, oh, wait a minute. I'm a spot off, so I had to go fix that. It's mainly pitching for the Dodgers. The 2.87 team ERA puts them second in the league to the Pittsburgh Pirates. As a team, they're hitting just .257 with only 14 home runs. By contrast, the Phillies have a 3.62 team ERA, but they hit .275 as a team with 26 home runs. So a tale of contrasting styles. In fact, you could say the Dodger team is really a pretty good example of what you can accomplish with pitching, speed, and defense. Not really any scary hitters in this lineup. Okay, Jackson's ready. Here's Wills to lead it off. Morey leading the club in batting at .345. No homers, just 3 RBIs. Of course, Will's job not to drive in runs, but to score them, and he has 21 runs scored, which ranks among the league leaders. Switch hitter batting left-handed as Jackson comes set, the windup, and we are underway on a 1-5. Base hit up the middle for Wills. Wills on the season, 11 stolen bases. He's been caught 3 times. A star 15. Let's check the battery now. Jackson with a nice -2 hold, and Dalrymple with a good arm, -2. With a battery of -4, that knocks Wills down to an 11, and there's no need to hold him. So with Wills held, Jim Gilliam steps to the plate. He's hitting just .211, 4 for 19. He's only been in 9 ball games. He does have a home run. I say that with some surprise because he's a weak both ways. No homers on the card versus lefties, so he must have hit that 1-2. Jackson from the stretch. That's a .210 right-hander to fly ball into right field. That's playable for Callison, who makes the grab for the first out. Yikes, Ben. Here's Lou Johnson now hitting .330, 5 homers, and a team-leading 25 runs batted in, which would place him among the league leaders in that category. Jackson from the stretch. That's going to be a 4-9 right-handed. It's a base hit into left field, an open single. Wills can try to advance. He's a 17, -2 to third base, 15. And Clemens with a +1, 16, and he's going. And with 1 out, they're going to go ahead and concede that and hold Johnson to first. So runners at the corners, 1 down. Johnson also a star 15, but again with the -4 battery, he's an 11 and will not need to be held on. Jackson now looking for a ground ball out of Ron Fairley. Fairley comes in at .226, just 1 homer, 14 RBIs. Jackson gets the sign from Dalrymple now. From the stretch, the pitch to Fairley is a 6-7 and left-handed. That's a grounder to second base X. This could be 2. Rojas is a good second baseman, a 2E15. Rojas ranging behind the bag on an 8. It's the error range. It's that dreaded 5. 2E15 on a 5, and he boots it, and a run will score. Oh, my goodness. It happens to the best of them. Normally sure-handed Rojas charged with the error. Wills will come in to score. Johnson down to second. It's an error on the Phillies. And just like that, it's 1-0. Here's Lefevre now. Lefevre hitting .292, 3 homers, a dozen RBIs. Switch hitter, batting lefty. Jackson from the stretch now. That's going to be a 1-8. Grounder to second. That's going to be 2. Rojas has this one cleanly. Flips to Grote, on to White, double play. So 4-6-3 double play ends the inning. The Dodgers score a run. An unearned run charged to Jackson. And it's, whoops. That's not right. Sorry about that. That's 1 run on 2 hits, and they leave a pair. Sorry, they leave 1. Good gravy. Get in the game, Steve. And there's Kurt Miller. Welcome, Kurt. Larry Jackson is from Idaho. I wonder what part of Idaho. Obviously, the northern part, not far. A stone's throw from me, really. 30 minutes I could be in Idaho. Died of cancer in 90 at the age of... He was in Boise. Wow, he died young. Boise down near the south. That's a ways from me. Never been there. I'll be darned, Ben. That's a fascinating story. As Sutton gets loose, let's give you the Philly lineup. Tony Gonzalez in center field will lead things off. Dick Grote at short, bat second. Bill White, the first baseman, hits third. Johnny Callison will bat cleanup and play right. Doug Clemens gets a rare start in left field. He'll be hitting fifth. Cookie Rojas saw plenty of action in the field at the top of the inning. He's at second base, hitting sixth. Clay Dalrymple, the catcher, seventh. Tony Taylor at third in the 8th spot, and Jackson, the pitcher, bats ninth. For the Dodgers, Roseboro will do the catching. Fairley at first, Lefevre and Wills up the middle with Jim Gilliam at third, and the outfield left to right of Lou Johnson, Willie Davis, and Ferrara. Sutton ready to go to work. Now here's Tony Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting .333 on the season. 1 homer, just 3 RBIs. Left-handed batter. Sutton gets the sign from Roseboro. The windup on the pitch is a 3-5 right-handed. That's a triple to 8. On a 16, he's going to settle for a long double. That splits the gap. Rolls to the wall. Gonzalez in standing with a leadoff double. So the Phillies waste no time getting the tying run into scoring position, and here's Dick Grote. Grote comes in at just .215, 1 homer, 10 RBIs. Sutton checks the runner. From the stretch now, the pitch to Grote is a 2-7 right-handed. That's a double. Double into the gap. That's going to score Gonzalez, and just like that, we're all tied up on back-to-back doubles. Two extra base hits right off the bat off of Sutton, and here's Bill White. Bill White on the season hitting .280, 7 home runs, which leads the club, and 27 runs batted in, which right now is second in the National League. Remember, White led the league in RBIs until Jimmy Wynn played the other day, and he took the lead with I think it was a 5 RBI game, wasn't it? Boy, they were sure caught a lot, Kurt. And yeah, Perry, it could have been worse. So here's White. Big RBI man for the Phillies. Sutton into the windup. That's a 1-8 right-handed. He struck him out. So White down on strikes. Here's the cleanup man, Johnny Callison. Callison on the season hitting .344. 4 homers, a dozen RBIs. Sutton gets the sign now. Here's the pitch. It's a 1-4 right-handed fly ball into left field, playable for Johnson. He's got it, and there's 2 down. And it will be up to Doug Clemens. Clemens has not played much. He's just been in 4 games, and he's 1 for 7 on the season. Left-handed hitter. Let's see what he did in real life, since he hasn't played much. .256 and just 121 at-bats. 1 home run. .353 on base. That's outstanding for that era. Sutton, the pitch to Clemens. That's going to be a 4-6 left-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And the runner at second is stranded. But the Phillies tie it up. A run on 2 hits, they leave a man. And we got a 1-1 duel. Me too, Perry. Me too. In fact, I remember early in his career when Sutton moonlighted as a disc jockey on a LA radio station. Signs of things to come, right? Ended up sitting in the Braves booth for many years. Larry Jackson ready to work now. Here's Willie Davis. Davis hasn't played in a couple of games. He's hitting .301, no home runs but 14 RBIs. Left-handed batter. The windup and the pitch. A 5-4 lefty. A fly to right field and shallow. Callison charging it. He's there. 1 down. And here's Al Ferrara. Ferrara hitting just .115 on the season. 3 for 26. One of the hits a home run, just a pair of ribbies. Jackson to the windup. .411 right-handed. It's a fly to left field X. Clemens is going to be tested right away. He's solid with a 3-6. Clemens racing towards the line. And here's the play on a 4. He's not going to get that. That's going to roll to the wall for a double. So Ferrara with a 1-out double. 3rd double of the game. And here's Roseboro. Johnny Roseboro is batting just .182. 1 homer, 9 RBIs. There you go, man. Roseboro, a left-handed hitter. Jackson is set now. Checks the runner. Comes to the plate 5-9. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Roseboro down on strikes, and Sutton will be the batter. Right-handed hitter. 3W. Jackson's pitch is a 4-9, and Sutton's got a base hit into left field. That's an open single. Ferrara can try to score on that. He's a 12 with 2 outs, 14. Left field is Clemens at +115. He's coming. The throw to the plate. He scores. Sutton, the pitcher, will hold at first on that. It's an RBI for Don Sutton. You know, I can't even imagine Sutton being a 3-hitting pitcher. He was, from my recollection, he was a terrible hitter. Apparently, he did enough in his rookie year to get a 3. Here's Wills now. I was talking the other day about the flukishness of the pitcher's hitting and also the pitcher's fielding. The holds, even to an extent, although I've seen the holds to me seem to be more consistent from year to year than the other two. Wills singled his first time up, came around to score. Runner on first, 2 down. From the stretch, it's a 6-7 left-handed. It's a grounder to second base X. Rojas will get another chance here. 2E15, and here's the play. On a 15, he got it and throws him out. That will retire the side. 4-3X. The Dodgers get a run on 2 hits and leave a man. And so far we're building a little picket fence here as it's 2-1 Los Angeles going to the bottom of the first. Dodgers 17-9, as we mentioned earlier. The Phillies come in at 13-8. Phillies won the first game of this series. Cookie Rojas will lead it off. Well, you're not kidding, Ken. You know what you just made me think of there? I just saw this movie for the 100th time the other day, in fact. 8 Men Out, right? When Buck Weaver's walking home and has time to have a catch with those 3 little boys. What a great scene. Rojas comes into the game. I can't find him. Oh, God, he's down near the bottom. 14 for 77. That's a 182 average. Rojas trying to get his season going. Sutton into the windup. That's going to be a 3-3 right-handed. Foul ball behind the plate. Roseboro is there to make the catch. With one out, it'll be Clay Dalrymple. Dalrymple hitting .306 so far. No homers, just one RBI, however. Very good versus righties. Sutton into the windup. 2-4 right-handed. It's a two-hopper to first. Fairley will take it himself. And quickly there's two down. Is that the record, Kurt? 792? Here's Tony Taylor. Taylor hitting just 160. 12 for 75. A pair of homers, 4 ribbies. Sutton into the windup now. The pitch to Taylor on a 112. It's a liner right into the glove of Jim Gilliam. So a little soft liner to third. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Sutton. And after 2 complete, 2-1 Dodgers. Just getting started, folks. Sit down and get yourself something to drink and hang out with me for an hour or so. That's usually my length. I would say 70 to 90 minutes has pretty much been my average game time. We've got enough games in now where we can say that. Done him in just under an hour. And I had an extra inning game go, I don't know, almost 3. That was, I think, that 16 inning thing. That I would just as soon not repeat. No, it was fun. I shouldn't say that, but I remember I was pretty damn tired by the end of it. I was losing my focus a bit. Jim Gilliam will lead off the third. Gilliam 0 for 1 today. Thank you, Kurt. Stan the man. 7 he's not the all-time leader. 725, though. Was Speaker the all-time leader with 792? Seems like that would be, but I really don't know. Here's the pitch to Gilliam. It's going to be a 5-7 left-handed. It's a little two-hopper to second. Rojas on it. Sidearm to White, 1 down. Right, Kenyon? And thank you, Kurt, for clarifying. Here's Lou Johnson now, singled his first time up. Jackson gets the sign from Dalrymple. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. It's a 5-7, grounder to shortstop. That's going to be Grote. Long throw to White in time. Quickly 2 down in the third. And here's Ron Fairley. Fairley reached on an error his first time up. Jackson into the windup. Here's the pitch to Ron as a 6-7 left-hander. Grounder to second base X. I think that's the third X play for Rojas so far. A 2E15. Here's the play, and he makes the play for the out. So nice play, Cookie Rojas. He's been busy down there today. Handled 2 in this inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Larry Jackson. And it's still a 2-1 ball game. Kelly, I certainly am. You betcha. This is the only project well, that's not totally true. This is my pet project I'm streaming. I still have that 74 Dodger thing in the back of my mind, but as you guys probably know, I haven't done one in a while. I do plan to finish it, but it seems like there's a lot more interest in the 66 season, both on the part of you viewers and myself included. I only started the 74 because it was simply a 162 game commitment, and I wasn't sure yet just what level of commitment I was willing to undertake. And I didn't get too far into it before I realized, man, this is a little bit boring just playing one team. I need to get a full season started. And thus, here we are. Sutton will be facing Jackson and then the top of the order. Jackson, a right-handed batter, a 2 with end power. pitch from Sutton is a 3-8. That's a grounder down to third. Gilliam has it over to Fairley, 1 down. And here's Tony Gonzalez, doubled and scored his first time up today. It's too bad you can't add pictures or video to the chat, right? Or maybe you can. I mean, if you can, I certainly don't know how to do it. Here's Tony. Sutton into the windup, delivers to the lefty on a 5-3. It's a grounder to the pitcher X. Sutton a 1E13. Here's the roll on the play. That's going to be a 1, and Sutton makes an incredible stop, picks it up, throws him out. It's a web jam for Don Sutton. Would you look at that? That's right, a 2-pitcher, or worse, gives up a hit on a 1. So 1-3X exclamation. Not very often we get a web jam by a pitcher. And here's Dick Grote. Grote doubled in a run his first time up. Sutton gets the sign. Here's the pitch. It's a 6-4 right-handed. That's catcher's card X. That's going to be Roseboro. Gold glove 1E4. And here's the play. On a 14, it's a pop out to the catcher, and that will do it. 2X side retired. Sutton now has retired 9 in a row after giving up back-to-back doubles to lead off the game for the Phillies. And through 3, it's still a 2-1 contest. .210. How did that come up, Kelly? I'm confused again. What else is new? Oh, because I was talking about the 74 replay. Yeah, I could dig that out. I'm using the original cards for that. The ones I purchased in 1975. I could look it up on the computer, but of course that would not be the accurate. That would be the ballpark adjusted 74 season on my computer. Slightly different. That's a good one, Kurt. Some great split card stories. Anybody else have any? 74 was your first, huh? That's awesome. That was the year I finished high school. Lefevre to lead things off. He's 0 for 1, standing in from the left side. Jackson with the windup, delivers on a 1-8. It's a grounder to second. There's Rojas again. Fields it cleanly and throws him out. And let's see now. That's 1, 2, 3. It's 5 grounders to second already. And we're only in the 4th inning. So Rojas piling up the assists here early. And here's Willie Davis. 0 for 1. Jackson comes to the plate, 6'9", left-handed. It's a lazy fly ball into left field. Clemens is there. He'll take it for out number 2. And here's Ferrara. Ferrara doubled and scored in the second. Jackson with the windup now. Here's the pitch on a 5-9. It's a lazy fly ball to left. Clemens barely has to move, and it's an easy inning for Jackson. Here's Sutton now. Part of the order for the Phillies, White, Callison, and Clemens. White struck out his first time. Sutton into the windup. Here's the pitch to White. That's going to be a 1-8 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And White goes down swinging for the second time today. And that'll bring up Callison. Johnny 0 for 1. Sutton into the windup now. delivers a 6-3 left-handed. That's a fly ball to left field X. That's going to be Johnson. Johnson, a good outfielder, 2E5, as he sprints towards the gap. Here's the play on an 11, that's the E range. We've got a 10 on a 5, that is a fly ball B. He makes the catch for the out. So nice running catch, Lou Johnson. And here's Clemens. Clemens struck out his first time up today. And thank you, Sports Time Machine. That's Mike, right? Am I right about that? God, I hate it when I get people's names wrong. Unfortunately, it happens more and more the older we get. So here's Clemens with 2 down. 5-6 left-handed. Swung on and missed strike 3. And for Sutton, that's his 4th strikeout of the game. And he's retired 12 in a row now. Through 4 complete here in Philly. It is Dodgers 2, Phillies 1. I got it right? I don't believe it. So anyway, Mike, what you're saying is the 74 card set on my computer is identical to the original 74 card set that I have in the card form. You know, Kenyon, we might need to wake up so. He said hello earlier, and he's been conspicuously silent ever since. There he is. He's in the grip of stronger stuff. A song from Ian Anderson's solo project, Divinity's 12 Dances with God. Oh, I got a million of these music references. Don't even get me going. Jackson ready to work now as we move to the 5th. Roseboro, Sutton, and Wills do. Roseboro struck out his first time against Jackson. Jackson gets the sign from Dalrymple. Here's the pitch to Johnny. It's a 4-5 left-handed. That's a 2-hopper to second. Rojas again. Fields it cleanly. Flips to White for out number 1. Boy, Cookie Rojas has been busy today, hasn't he? Here's Sutton. Sutton singled in the go-ahead run in the second and made a web gem fielding play in the bottom of the 3rd. Jackson reversed to Sutton as a 3-8, struck him out. So Sutton down on strikes, 2 away quickly. And here's Maury Wills. Wills, 1 for 2. Jackson staring in. Wind up on the pitch on a 6-7 left-handed. It's a grounder to second base X. There's Rojas again, 2E15. Cookie ranging to his left now. Here's the play on a 5. Nice stop by Rojas. Throws him out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jackson. 4-3X. Jackson has now retired 10 consecutive batters. We've got ourselves a hell of a pitcher's duel here. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers in the 5th. Oh yeah, Perry, that was the Grand Slam, right? I remember that, surprisingly. And Cookie Rojas, who's certainly been very busy in the field today, will lead off the bottom of the 5th. Cookie is 0 for 1. Roseboro gets his sign. Sorry, Sutton gets the sign from Roseboro. Roseboro giving the sign, I should have said. Here's the pitch on a 2-8. That's going to be a comebacker. Sutton has it. Flips over to Fairley. And there's 1 down. And here's Dalrymple. Clay's 0 for 1. pitch to Clay, a 6'9" left-hander. That's a high fly ball to deep right field. Going back is Ferrara. He's on the track, leaps at the wall, and makes the catch for the out on a 9. Oh my goodness, can you see that? 6'9" homer to 8. Just missed it. And as it turns out, it's just a loud out to right. Dalrymple just missed carrying that one out of here, and here's Tony Taylor now with 2 down. Sutton into the windup. The pitch to Tony is a 6'3" right-handed. Fly to left field X. That's going to be Johnson again. Johnson a 2E5. Going back on the ball now. Here's the play on a 10. It's the E-rate. It's a 7 on a 5, and he makes the catch for the out. 7X Taylor retired, a 1-2-3 inning for Sutton. And through 5 complete, it's still 2-1 LA. Oh, Ben ran into Jimmy Wynn in the 76 game. If there's less than 3 slips, okay, that must be cricket? Boy, you guys are making me think today. That could be dangerous. Jackson ready to go to work here as we move into the 6th inning. Game going very quickly. They'll do that when the pitchers are mowing them down. Thank you so much, so you have no idea how much I appreciate that. A slip is the type of fielder. Well, thank you, Ben. Is it cricket? I assume it must be. Here's Gilliam to lead it off now. He's 0 for 2. Jackson gets the sign. Delivers a 6'10" left-handed. It's a grounder to third base X. That's going to be Tony Taylor, a 3E16. Taylor quickly towards the line. Here's the play on a 9. That'll be the E rating. It's a 4 on a 16 that smells like trouble, and he boots it, sure enough. Error on Tony Taylor. Second error for the Phillies. Dodgers already have 1 unearned run today. Gilliam not a threat to steal, particularly not with the Jackson-Dalrymple combo. And here's Lou Johnson. Johnson 1 for 2. Jackson will glance at the runner, now from the stretch. To Lou Johnson, a 2-8 right-handed. That's going to be a grounder to short. That's going to be 2. It's Grote to Rojas. Nice turn by Cookie to White, double play. So Rojas in the middle of another one there. Runner is erased, and with 2 outs, Ron Fairley will be the hitter. Fairley's 0 for 2. Just going to refresh now. Once again, I'm failing to see the bottom of the chat. Here's Fairley. Pitcher's best friend bails out Jackson after that error by Taylor. Here's the pitch to Fairley on a 6-5. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Grote, a 3E22. Grote into the hole. Here's the play on a 1. He's not going to get there. That's under his glove and scoots into left for a single. So the double play looming large now. Instead of 2 on and 1 out, there's 1 on and 2 out. And here's Lefevre. Jim 0 for 2, batting left-handed. Jackson checks the runner, comes set. The pitch to Jimmy is a 5-2 left-hander. It's a fly ball into center field. Gonzalez backs up a few steps and hauls it in to retire the side. So no runs, a hit, 1 left. Through 5.5, we're still cruising along in a 2-1 pitcher's duel. So this one, so far, as advertised. Here's Sutton now. and the first real dilemma of the game. And I'll tell you what, gentlemen, this is a tough one. I honestly don't know what to do here, and I will throw it out to the chat. Trailing by a run, most likely a pinch-hitting situation, at least by the modern game way of thinking. On the other hand, Jackson has been absolutely splendid, and I hate to take him out. I'm going to get my coffee. I'll take some opinions on this one. Pinch hit or let him hit? I'll refill my coffee and you can have some time to think that one over. For those of you playing at home, the situation is... Yeah, and so far you guys are confirming my thoughts. I want him to stay in. So Jackson will hit 2N. Righty on righty, it's a 5-8, swung on and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 5 for Sutton. Let me grab that coffee. Had to nuke it a little, you know what I mean? Here's Gonzalez. Tony, 1 for 2. Sutton gets the sign now. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a 1-8 right-handed. It's a 2-hopper to first. Fairley will take it himself. And there's 2 down. And Sutton, good grief, are you kidding me? 3, 6, 9, 50. That's 17 batters in a row retired by Sutton. And here's Grote, 1 for 2. Well, thanks, man. You know what? That comes from listening to those old Cheech and Chong and National Lampoon records. If you get the reference. Here's Grote with 2 down. The pitch from Sutton is a 1-7 right-handed. It's a ground ball into the hole at short. Wills has it. Throws across, and it's yet another 1-2-3 inning for Don Sutton. Through 6 complete, it's Dodgers 2, Phillies 1. Jackson throwing a gem, and yet he's been overshadowed so far by the 20-year-old rookie. We move along to the 7th. It'll be Davis, Ferrara, and Roseboro. I'm checking the Dodgers bench. We may want to get Ferrara out of there after he bats in this inning. Here's Willie, 0 for 2. Jackson, the windup and the pitch. It's a 1-6 right-handed. That's a grounder down to first. White will take it himself. 1 away. Here is Willie Davis. Mike, Sutton gave up back-to-back doubles to lead off the first. Has not allowed anyone to reach since. Here's Ferrara, 1 for 2. Jackson gets the sign. Pitch to Al is a 3-4 right-handed. He struck him out. And here's Roseboro. Roseboro 0 for 2. Jackson into the windup now. Here's the pitch on a 1-9. That's a triple to 2. On an 11, he'll settle for a long single. And that will at least turn the lineup over. as Sutton will bat. This is kind of tough, but not as tough since he's leading. Still, it's 2-1 game. 2023, you would absolutely pinch hit here. You'd have 7 or 8 good arms in the bullpen, but this is not 2023. It's 1966. And the pitchers worked a little bit longer in those days. Sutton's 1 for 2 with an RBI, in fact. Jackson from the stretch delivers the 2-8. Struck him out. And let's tally that up now. For Jackson, that is 1, 2, 3, his 4th strikeout of the game. No runs, a hit, 1 left on as we stretch for the 7th. 2-1 Los Angeles. Thanks everybody for being here. Be sure to hit the Gene Rayburn. There's a name I haven't heard in a while. Holy cow. Daughters will make a defensive change now that I'm thinking about it. Ferraro will come out. Parker will come in. Tempting to put Parker at first and move Fairley to right, but since Fairley started the game at first base, I think it's more realistic just to put Parker in right. Remember in the last game between these two clubs, Fairley played first and Parker played center. So we'll keep going along with, that line of thinking. He's a 2E6 plus 2. We'll keep Parker in the outfield and Fairley in the infield. Bottom of the 7th, it'll be the heart of the order. Bill White to start us off. He's 0 for 2, struck out twice. Sutton comes back, delivers a 3-11. It's a grounder to second base. That's Lefevre. Throws him out 1 down. Here's Callison now. Callison 0 for 2. I'm looking at my notes here at the bottom. Kennedy and Oliver both entered for defense for Los Angeles. Briggs and Keene pinch hit for the Phillies. Just a guideline, of course. The only thing in stone for me is the starters. After that, it's strat ball, if you will. Here's Callison. Pitch to Johnny, 6-3, fly to left field X. That's going to be Lou Johnson, 2E5. Johnson racing towards the line. The rule on the play is a 6, and oh my goodness, it's a diving catch near the line by Lou Johnson. What a frickin' play. Johnson just robbed Callison of a base hit with a web gem play in left. And there's 2 down. The match game, that was one of those, we were talking the other day about skipping school, or feigning illness, I should say, to stay home and watch the game shows. That was one of my favorites, the match game. Another one I liked was To Tell the Truth. As a kid even, I used to be pretty good at picking out the correct person on To Tell the Truth. Doug Clemens will lead off. I'm sorry, there's 2 outs. See, I get distracted. 2 outs, nobody on. Sutton delivers to Clemens on a 5-6, swung on and missed, strike 3. And Sutton, holy crap, would you look at this. 21 in a row retired. Back-to-back doubles here to start it off. And not a gosh darn thing since. Both pitchers are rated 7 for endurance, by the way, so they're entering their 2nd inning of potential fatigue. I haven't heard the Liars Club, but that sounds interesting. Charles Nelson Riley was a hoot. Any X-Files fans in the group? One of my all-time favorite shows. And one of my favorite episodes was the one that Charles Nelson Riley guested on. Twib notes. Yes, who can forget Twib notes? Top of the order for Los Angeles in the 8th. Here's Wills, 1 for 3 today. Jackson gets the sign from Dalrymple. The pitch to Morey, a 3-7 right-handed. Right in his good column, it's smothered by Rojas, of course, who gets to his feet and throws him out. This has got to be, is this the record for assists? Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 assists for Cookie Rojas in this game. Jim Gilliam, 0 for 3. Jackson into the windup now. The pitch to Jim, a 1-6, and he loses him ball 4. So a walk to Gilliam. Gilliam is going to give way for defense anyway. Let's see if Kennedy's any better at running. Not really. Not enough to do anything. And I'll put him over here for the time being. And here's Lou Johnson with 1 down. Johnson, 1 for 3. Jackson staring at the runner. Throws over there now. Gilliam back to the bag. Johnson wiggling that bat from the right-handed batter's box. Jackson from the stretch delivers the 2-6. Single to 10 on a 13. It's right into the glove of, you guessed it, Cookie Rojas. Oh my goodness, is that something or what? It's possible it's happened before in the Windows game, but that's the beauty of cards and dice versus the computer game, is you notice these things. It could have happened to me in the Windows game, I wouldn't even know it. Wouldn't be paying that close attention. Here's Fairley now, 1 for 3. Jackson out of the stretch. Delivers to Fairley on a 4-12 lefty. It's a fly ball into medium deep right field. Callison shades over to his left a little bit and hauls it in to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. And another defensive replacement here as, who did I say again? John Kennedy comes in and takes over at third. Much as he did in this game in real life, although the score was a bit different. Kennedy, good field, no hit, a 1E17 down at third. Oliver also came in at second in this game, but with Jim Lefevre due to lead off the 9th, we're not going to do that. And here's the glove man of the day, Cookie Rojas, to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Rojas 0 for 2. Sutton gets the sign from Roseboro. Here's the windup. The pitch to Cookie on a 6-7. It's a grounder to second base X. Lefevre, a 3E17. Are they going to wish they brought in Oliver? Let's see. On a 4, sure enough, that's down for a base hit on a play that Nate Oliver would have made. So a leadoff single to Rojas. How big will that turn out to be? We'll see. Rojas not a threat to steal. And here's Dalrymple. So that ends the streak for Sutton. 21 consecutive retired. Yes, Nipsey Russell, the poet. And Kenyon points out the statistical probabilities, or improbabilities, I should say, of that, confirming my suspicions. Yeah, I think that's most I've ever seen one player have. Sutton checks his runner now, and from the stretch, delivers to Dalrymple on a 4-3 left-handed. It's a fly to right field X. That's Parker now, a 2E6. Let's see if they'll be really glad they didn't have Ferrara out there. Here's the play on a 7. He makes the catch for the out, and sure enough, Ferrara would have blown it. It would have been a single. And of course, I realize that would have been is largely open to interpretation, right? So here's Tony Taylor now, 0 for 2. Sutton out of the stretch. Pitch to Taylor on a 1-5. That's a single into left field. That's an open single. Rojas can try to go to third. 12 to left, -2, 10. Johnson a 0 with 1 out. 1 to 10. He's going to hold him up. And now we will have a pinch hitter. Sorry, Larry. It's got to be done. Lefevre, Davis, Parker. Darrell Knowles will get loose in the pen, the lefty. Of course, I'm just muttering off the first 3 hitters due up for the Dodgers next. Jackson, a beautiful game, 8 innings. 6 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. He walked only 1. And struck out 4. With first and second and 1 away, we've got Keane, the righty, and Briggs, the lefty. Probably the 2 best left on the bench. Jackie Brandt, no, he's not very good against right-handers. We're going to go with the lefty, Johnny Briggs. Briggs pinch hit in this game in real life. Of course, so did Harvey Keane. Okay, now I can't find them. Here they are. I couldn't find the Phillies lineup stack here. 1 more hitter walk will fatigue Sutton, and we're looking down in the Dodger bullpen. We see Phil Regan, the vulture, the righty, and Ron Perinoski, the lefty, throwing. Meeting on the mound, Alston's out there, Roseborough's out there. They're going to let Sutton pitch. Runners take their lead. From the stretch, the pitch to Johnny Briggs is a 2-10. It's a grounder to second base. To his left is Rojas, smothers it. His only play is to shortstop for the force. Let's take another look at that. 2-10. Ground ball to second B. I should have said he's ranged to his right. Rojas to third. But you get the point. I muffed the call, but you get the point. 2 down, and here's Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez 1 for 3 today. Could be the last batter for Sutton. Here's the pitch to Tony. 3-10 right-handed. That's a base hit into right field, and this ball game is all tied. RBI single for Gonzalez. Rojas will score. That's an open single to right. Taylor could go to third. 14 with 2 outs, 16. Parker a +2, 18. They will concede it and hold the runner at first. And Sutton is fatigued. So here comes Alston again, this time with the hook. And they're going to the vulture. Phil Regan nicknamed the vulture during this actual season because of this. 14-1 in relief. He would come in and vulch the wins from the starter. Dick Allen was still hurt. However, I would use him as a pinch hitter. Under my rules, I don't mind doing that simply because you only have 24 players per team. Still, against the right-handed Sutton, I think Briggs was the call there. So Sutton goes, let's see, 7 2/3. Yeah, that happens quickly. 5 hits, 2 runs so far. Did not walk a batter, and he struck out 2, 4, 5, 6. Runners at first and third, still his responsibility as Regan warms up. To answer a little further, Kenyon, I do believe, as we're in mid-May now, we're pretty close to the return of Allen to the lineup. And that, of course, is huge for the Phillies. Here's Grote now, 1 for 3 today. Tie ball game. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Regan from the stretch. 6-7. Ground ball to short. Wills shovels it to Lefevre for the force. And we go to the 9th, all tied at 2. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 men left for the Phillies. We're through 8 innings in Philadelphia in a 2-2 ball game. And who would have thought that Jackson would outlast Sutton, right? It was close, but no, he didn't. I'm sorry. What am I saying? He was pinch hit for. God, what the hell is wrong with me? Knowles already written in. He's coming in. Lefty. Let's see what Knowles has done in the replay. Knowles has been in 6 ball games. He's 2-0 with a save, and are you ready for this? A microscopic 0.71 ERA. That's a good point. Where is Franklin Long? We're going to the 9th in a tie ball game. Lefevre, Willie Davis, and Wes Parker due up against the left-hander Knowles. Knowles has been absolutely shut down so far this season for the Phillies. Jim Lefevre, 0 for 3, turns around and bats right-handed. Knowles gets his sign now and delivers a 3-6 and loses in ball 4. The go-ahead run reaches to lead off the 9th. Knowles also a -2 hold, so nothing changes there. Dalrymple with a fine -2 arm. Lefevre not a threat to steal anyway, and here's Willie Davis. Davis 0 for 3. And he's laying it down. He's a B. It's a 6B, and it's a successful sacrifice bunt for Willie Davis. How many were shocked by that? I almost stunned myself with that. I looked down, I was ready to roll, and I'm seeing here not much going on against lefties, but he's a B bunter. So Davis moves the runner along. 1 out. Wes Parker due up, and Johnny Roseboro on deck. Parker, a switch hitter, has not batted yet today. He came in the game to take over and right for Ferrara. Go ahead run in scoring position with one down. Knowles into the windup. The pitch to Parker on a 6-7, single to 18, but would you look at that? It's speared at third by Tony Taylor for the out. Oh my God, what a play by Tony Taylor. And Parker is robbed of a certain base hit. Let's take another look at that one. 6-7 right-handed, single to 18, it's a 19, and Parker lines out to third. And here is Roseboro now, 1 for 3. Left on left as Knowles delivers. 5-8 grounder to second base X. Well, of course it is. It's Rojas again. 2E15, and here's the play. On a 16, he makes another fine play to retire the side. Cookie Rojas, who now holds the unofficial assists record, and the Dodgers are turned away in the ninth. Callison, Clemens, and Rojas due. Regan takes the mound. He's due to lead off should we go to the 10th. So once again, I muff the double switch. Sorry about that. I keep reminding myself, I got it yesterday. Come on now, I got it yesterday. Did the double switch for the Mets. That one was probably too far ahead for me to see it coming. I don't know. 2-2 ball game, bottom of the ninth. Heart of the Philly order coming to bat. White, Callison, and Clemens. Regan gets the sign from Roseboro. Here's the pitch to White. It's a 6-9 left-handed, a grounder to shortstop X. That'll be Wills, 3E27, as Wills ranges behind the bag. Here's the play on a 5. He had diving stop, and he throws him out, and it's a hell of a play by Maury Wills. 6-3X exclamation. What a freaking play. That's right, Kurt. Yeah, in fact, I think you are the one that told me that once before, or told us all that. Bigger crowd today. I show 19 in the chat. Hell of a ball game here. Jeez, I hate for this one to end. Well, the way it's going, it may go on for a while. Here's Callison 0 for 3, flown out to left all 3 times. Regan into the windup. Here's the pitch on a 1-9, swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 down, and it's up to Clemens, who struck out 3 times. That was against Sutton, of course, facing Regan for the first time. Regan into the windup. Pitch to Clemens is a 4-7 left-handed on a single through 12. It scoots just under the glove of Lefevre and into right field for a 2-out single. So Clemens aboard. Cookie Rojas, man of the hour. Cookie, a big hand from the crowd as he strides up to the plate. He's put on a fielding display this game, a clinic, if you will. 1 for 3, he scored the tying run in the bottom of the 8th. Regan from the stretch now. The pitch to Cookie, a 4-7 right-handed, single to 7, and on a 7 he's got another hit. Runner will have to hold at second on that. It's smothered by Fairley, but no play. That'll go as an infield hit. Fairley had to go a long way just to knock that one down and keep it on the infield. And with first and second and 2 away, Clay Dalrymple will come to the plate. Game on the line here. Winning run in scoring position. And Roseboro's going out to the mound. Wills and Kennedy come in. Regan nodding now. And Roseboro back behind the plate. Clay Dalrymple, left-handed hitter. Regan from the stretch. Pitch to Clay on a 3-9. It's a ground ball to second. Lefevre has it. Tosses to first, and we're going to extra innings. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on. At the end of regulation, it is 2-2. And Kurt says pinch hit. Now we have to pinch hit. Regan 1 1/3. 2 runs charged to Sutton. For Regan, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. Coming up for the Phillies, righty pitcher's spot, Gonzalez. Bob Miller will be coming on. And now let's find a batter for Mr. Regan. Really only one choice for Los Angeles. Tommy Davis grabs the bat. Not much on the Dodgers bench, quite frankly. Wouldn't it have been, Ben, if Rojas would have won the game, too? He's looking at player of the game as it stands. And here's Tommy Davis to lead it off. Knowles, in his second inning of work, gets the sign from Dalrymple. Pitch to Tommy Davis on a 1-5. That's a triple to 2 on a 17. He'll settle for a long single, and Davis aboard to lead off the 10th. So Tommy Davis comes through with a pinch hit. Davis, I should have mentioned, hitting .273 coming into the game. Just 6 for 22. I'd pinch run for him, but they don't really have anybody. And here's Maury Wills. Wills will turn around and bat righty against Knowles. Meanwhile, right-hander Terry Fox throwing in the Philadelphia pen. Fox just came over. He was purchased from Detroit, I believe. Wills 1 for 4 today. Batting right-handed. Knowles out of the stretch. It's a 1-5. Lefty swung on and missed strike 3. Called strike 3, nips the corner. Wills doesn't like it. Barking something at the umpire as he walks back to the dugout. And here's John Kennedy now. Kennedy, of course, a glove first, weak bat third baseman. But with the bench as thin as it is, you've got Nate Oliver, basically. Oliver might be needed in Lefevre's spot. So it'll be Kennedy. Kennedy's first at bat of the game. Knowles from the stretch now. Pitch to Kennedy, a 6'9" right-handed, and he loses him ball 4. Oh my goodness, Knowles walks Kennedy. Let's check the endurance now. Knowles is a 3. Only in his second inning of work, so endurance not a factor. You've got the righty Johnson at the plate. But then you have the lefty to follow. Do they have another left-hander? That's the question. They do not. Knowles has been their best pitcher. I think they stay with Knowles. Davis to go ahead and run it in scoring position. Not very fast, 1 through 11. Here's Lou Johnson, 1 for 4. Runners take their leads. Knowles from the stretch. We've got a 3-7 swung on and missed strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning for Knowles. And with 2 away, boy, that's a big strikeout for Darryl Knowles. With 2 outs, the batter will be Fairley. So Mock knew what he was doing. Now he's got the lefty on lefty matchup. Fairley 1 for 4. Knowles checks the runners. Here's the pitch to Fairley. It's a 3-4 left-handed fly ball into left field. That's playable for Clemens. He's got it, and we're going to the bottom of the 10th in a tie ball game. No runs, a hit, 2 left on. Bob Miller will take over on the mound for Los Angeles. Miller, so far in the replay, he's been in 6 games, 1-1 with 1 save and an ERA of 3 even. 3.0. Let me make sure we can see all the cards now as we scoot these over. Yep, that looks good. Taylor, a pinch hitter, and Gonzalez. And look at that. Dick Allen has grabbed the bat and moved into the on-deck circle. Tony Taylor will lead it off. He's 1 for 3. Bob Miller into the windup. There's the pitch to Taylor. It's a 4-8 right-handed. That is a base hit. And the winning run is aboard. And he's got speed. Not great base running speed, but solid at a 14. He is a star 15, however. Roseboro with a -3 gun, and Miller with a 0 hold makes him a 12. So they will not hold him in, and now Dick Allen has been announced. And the crowd is on their feet here in Philadelphia. And Allen, not well enough to start, but well enough to hit. And he comes in with, are you ready for his line? He's batting .431 on the season, 22 for 51 with 5 home runs and 15 RBIs. So Miller's got his hands full. Runner at first, nobody out, and Dick Allen at the plate. Miller working from the stretch. The pitch is a 3-4, and he loses in ball 4. Pitching carefully to Allen, he walks him. That pushes the winning run into scoring position. And here's Tony Gonzalez. Crowd on their feet, first and second, nobody out. Gonzalez a D bunter. That's unfortunate. This would be a good bunting situation. You bring in Jackie Brandt to pinch hit, he's a B. Dodgers will pull the infield in and make him a C. I don't see much to be gained there. He's going to hit away. He's 2 for 4 on the day. Scored a run, drove in 1. Miller from the stretch to Gonzalez. That's a 3-9 right-handed. Struck him out. Oh my God, what a huge strikeout. Runners stay put, of course. And with 1 out, it's Dick Grote. Grote's 1 for 4 today. Taylor at second. Dick Allen at first. Allen has good speed, but his run doesn't matter. Taylor a 1 to 14. Miller from the stretch now pitches to Grote on a 6-7, and he walks him to load the bases. Holy cow. Taylor down to third, Allen to second. And here's Bill White the leading RBI man on the team with 27, good for second in the National League, only to the toy cannon. And Miller's got his hands full. And here comes Alston, and he's going to pull Miller. Miller walked 2 in this inning. He doesn't seem to have it today. Ron Peronoski, the left-hander, coming in. And yeah, I'm milking the drama a little bit. So Miller lasts just a third of an inning. One hit, 2 walks, and a K. Peronoski, the lefty of the season, he's just been in 4 games, no record with a save and a 3.60. Infield will be in. No outfield in possible in the advanced version. In the Windows game, that would absolutely be the case in this situation. It'll be infield in for White. Peronoski inherits a real mess here. Conference on the mound is broken up by the home plate umpire. Everybody's set now. White standing in from the left side. Peronoski, the full windup. The pitch to Bill White is a 5-4 fly to center field X. That's Willie Davis. Is this going to be deep enough? Davis, a 2E12. Here's the roll on the play. On a 2, he can't get to it. That's a base hit, and the Phillies walk it off. Holy cow, would you listen to that crowd? Bill White, with his 28th run batted in of the season, wins the ball game. White is being mobbed by his teammates. Holy crap, what a ball game. I will have the totals for you in a second. Bill White with a dramatic bases loaded hit to center field X. Visions of the '66 World Series, right? A run on 2 hits, 3-2 is your final. Darrell Knowles picks up the win. He worked 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, walked a pair, struck out a pair. Let's check Knowles' record now. He improves to 3-0 out of the pen. Knowles is the vulture. Peronoski, 0+, 1 hit. Miller, the losing pitcher. For Bob Miller, he drops to 1-2. So your totals on the game for the Phillies, 3 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. For the Dodgers, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Chief Spokane Gary player of the game is Cookie Rojas, who set a Steve record, we'll call it. Unofficial, but I think it counts. Right? I mean, anybody not think it counts? he had, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 assists, and he caught the line drive out there. The Phillies are back in the race, ladies and gentlemen, at 14-8. Dodgers dropped to 17-10 on the season. Man, that was a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Let's look ahead on the schedule to tomorrow's game. Tomorrow will be the last game of May the 11th, and that's going to be the San Francisco Giants at the first place Pittsburgh Pirates. The starters in that one will be Gaylord Perry and all the lubricants you can count for the Giants. Don Schwal will get the start for Pittsburgh. So join me at 1:30 Pacific for that. Thank you, everyone, for all your kind words and for being here. Hit that like button for me on the way out. That helps the channel. And this is Spokane Steve wishing all of you a very pleasant good evening. Take care, everybody.